How might we, as a principal, support teachers to use technology for effective teaching that supports students' critical thinking?
It's a big question. And thank you for asking me to be a part of your research. I appreciate that. I think one of the first things, and it's a hard thing, is for us as principals to be comfortable with our own lack of knowledge, and for us to know that technology is something that's far more intimidating for us as the adults than it is for our students. The use of technology really is a wonderful avenue for teachers and students to learn together or to co-learn, and to stress that to teachers, that they don't have to be the experts, but they can engage on this journey of learning and sharing together with their students. Critical thinking, as you know, is a higher order cognitive skill that is indispensable to students, and they need it in order to be able to solve the complex problems that are going to be a part of their lives. And the critical thinking skills that are a foundation for them are those of analysis, interpretation, evaluation, explanation, inferencing, and of course self-regulation. So we need to be encouraging all of those skills amongst our teachers. And when kids are thinking critically, they're actively engaged in things like communication, analysis, synthesis, problem solving, evaluation, and reflection. And technology tools can be used to create activities that help students to develop all of those critical thinking skills. An example also that we use here at Huron in order to do that is a program called Canvas, which is, and you can set up within Canvas, teachers can set up either manually or they can do it automatically, peer review groups. And then, these groups can be anonymous, it can display their names, and teachers can then set up the forum for students to be able to give feedback on the first draft of a research paper. So here's my first draft. What do you think? What's missing? How can I improve upon it? You can also, in Canvas, teachers can create the rubric so that students will know exactly what it is that they are expected to produce in terms of evaluation, and the kids can use it. The rubric says you need to provide evidence of this, and I see that it is not in your first draft. Perhaps you can include that in your second draft, and all that can be included. And it takes work from teachers. Teachers will tell you that they have to set up clear guidelines for participation, and teachers themselves have to model the critical thinking skills that they want their students to use. And I think, to sort of tie that back into my role as principal, it starts with me. I have to model the critical thinking skills that I want my teachers to use, that they want their students to use. Again, as I said, we use the Google platform a lot. So Google Keep for documenting, Google Docs for the kids, Google Share, Google Classroom. But it can also be just PowerPoint, and some things that are not quite as shareable, but they allow students to demonstrate their knowledge through the use of visuals, through the use of audio, and all of that type of stuff. Using technology as a tool, it's an invaluable, I'm not sure if that's a word, it's an extremely valuable tool for teachers to use with kids in the 21st century. And I think as principal, our role is to demonstrate an excitement, to demonstrate that we value the power of that tool, and to make sure that the learning environments we create in our schools, both for our teachers, our staff, and the kids, are safe, so that they're free to take risks. They don't mind going on and saying, I don't know how to use this, I'm going to play around with it until I can figure it out. And also for them to realize that kids are going to be the experts when it comes to the use of technology. And so to say to the class, here's something new, I don't know very much about it, let's explore it together, and how we as a class can use this tool to further our thinking.